welcome to the first show of 2023.
Good job, Timothy.
Thank you.
He's starting it off with a bar.
Or something. Pull my finger.
No.
Mr. Producer.
No, not wrong bang.
Wrong Bang Theory?
Oh, what a good show. We miss watching that.
Yeah.
You ever get involved in a show so much you almost look forward to seeing them like they're members of your family?
Yeah.
What show?
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I like Big Bang Theory. I loved it to pieces. It wasn't until the last season where they put all these woke messages in. So I haven't seen the last season.
Well, everybody did it. And I will tell you this. We watched it, the whole thing. And that was one of the few shows that didn't jump the shark with the last season.
Jump the shark?
You don't know that?
What, jumping sharks? I grew up on the beach.
Surprised.
Shark jumping right over.
Okay, and I think I've mentioned this before on this show. But do you remember on Happy Days when Elvis water skied over a shark?
Yes.
Okay.
It was Fonzie, not Elvis.
Fonzie.
I don't know.
Sorry.
She's all shook up.
I have a half a gin and tonic in me.
Oh, boy.
Party time.
I haven't
on a
even
Wednesday
started.
night.
It's a Thursday night. Have another.
Animal. I know what you're saying. Anyways.
Oh, no.
Anyways. Fonzie jumped the shark with... Okay, so that was like a new low for TV shows. Like they should have never gone there. So when they say jump the shark, it means you've taken it too far. So there's lots of shows that jump the shark and should have stopped 2 seasons back when it didn't. Unfortunately, The Office, one of my favorites, is one of them. But Big Bang Theory did not do that.
No jumping the shark.
It was good to the very end.
So Bernadette didn't put on lingerie and wear a Fonzie jacket and try to jump a little floaty in the bathtub?
No, because they didn't jump the shark. They didn't need to.
How about a dolphin?
No.
Okay.
That's easier. Well, who would want to do that?
Not if they decide to jump and you're like, and you fall backwards. And
you bump noggins?
They'll win.
They'll always win.
Yes.
Mother Nature always wins.
Bottlenose will kick your nose every day. All right, so welcome to Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're going to be playing a recorded interview that I got to do, and this happened before Christmas. You remember, it was probably mid-December. Then everyone got sick, and it didn't do any shows.
I vaguely recall the great busyness of Christmas.
That's right. You were directing. I mean, and I was in it. So, and elves, and it was just crazy. It was a crazy time.
It was. So. Christmas felt like it had been since August.
In a way, it was. Yes. So I got to sit down with local author Deborah Tayloe, good friend of mine, and we're going to have that interview from mid-December coming up in a little bit. And just a hint. She's an author of a children's series called Rocco, and sometimes Rocco rides the bus, but Rocco never jumps the shark.
Yay!
Woo-hoo!
Now, does she do her own? Who does her illustrations? Are they a local artist as well?
Illustrated by Euros Paji. I believe he's from India.
Is he local?
No, he's in India.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I gotcha. But how cool is that? To be able to connect from somebody on the other side of the world and put out something together.
Me and Jonesy from
awesome.
Australia.
Oh, yeah.
He's even further away, I think. Where's the map? Give me an atlas, Mr. Producer. Yes, we've added a Mr. Producer segment to the show. There isn't actually one, but we're going to do that
He's still going to pretend. Now you're in on the joke.
Oh, man.
We're emphasizing happy on the Happy New Year, right? Right. Okay, then.
So, anywho, some changes for what's happening. Obviously, you're seeing me and Jayme at the Hangout. Tony's just going to concentrate, unless, it's a special show like New Year's or something, or
They're
Christmas.
all special. What are you talking about?
I don't know. But Tony's going to be with me on Music Scene, and we will go back to Music Scene Sunday night, where it originated. We got a couple videos. We got Pam Taylor. We got Jane Denham with new stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, are we supposed to be timing this?
You can time it, sure.
Time out.
When we go live, it's not about us. It's about them.
Okay. Sometimes it's about my bedtime.
Oh.
So I need to know. Okay.
All right, I'll tell you what.
I have all I need. I have all the information I need. I'm good. I can make an informed decision with myself.
You can without me filling them in.
Thank you.
Completely.
You're done.
Awesome.
You're done.
Yeah, all right, be quiet. Oh, look. If my name was Rocco, I just met a...
Socko?
Bully.
Bully! I'm not... That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me.
Yes! I mean, I'm so sorry. It's usually me being abused.
Abused. See, you had no siblings, correct?
No.
Okay, that's part of being a sibling.
So you're like my brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would only do that to somebody I like. Oh. I wouldn't do it to anybody else.
Is that like dipping the ponytail in the ink?
Or, sitting on your chest until you let me have the remote control, or... I mean, I was never a brother, so I'm just guessing based on stories like Dale's told about how he treated his younger brother.
It seems a very violent affair, having siblings.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mutual. You give and you get.
So it's like marriage.
Circle of life, pretty much. But with people you don't have, well, sometimes you have to share a bedroom with.
I know, it's horrible.
Growing up. That's not fun. Especially when your sister makes you sleep under a poster of Bon Jovi.
Why is that horrible to you?
She was a glam rock.
Oh.
That wasn't my jam. I was 3 years younger than her, but I was pop.
Pop music. Talk about pop music.
Is that a song?
You don't know that song from like 1979? It's the coolest, most quirky song ever made.
I was 4.
But you had to have heard it. It's just quirky.
Maybe I have, but you're just not describing it proper. See, that's what a brother would say to another brother.
Okay, then. Yeah, after they're done punching each other in the face, maybe.
Well, we are half brothers. How about that?
Mama got a little frisky with the Jehovah's Witness guy that came to the door one Saturday morning.
They are making a strong presence in downtown Portsmouth right now.
Well,
did you know they've caught on to the hipster doofuses, and their website is jw.org?
What? No.
Yes. They've got the women with the pamphlets and the information standing on several corners, and you can read on the side of the pamphlet holder, it says www.jw.org.
Dang, it's not my mom's Jehovah's Witnesses, obviously.
No, but they're
doing
their thing.
We're going to play some pop music on the next segment when we come back from break.
What kind of pop music?
That song I was telling you about.
Please.
That song is awesomeness.
Also, I know songs but not song titles.
Oh, okay. You probably have heard it. Only because it's like you. I mean, it's quirky. It's a quirky song.
Quirky.
And you like quirky. You're definitely
and a bully. Quirky. A quirky bully.
She's a quirky boy.
If you're going to be one, be quirky.
It's totally quirky, dude. All right, so now that we probably lost all of our viewers,
we just gained like 7.
Do you have a resolution? Do you do resolutions?
I don't do resolutions. I always strive to be better than I was the year before, and I try to set goals. But resolutions make you feel more like a failure if you don't live up to them, and you're not going to.
See my resolution list that I update daily?
See, but that's... Every morning, though, you get up and you reprioritize and you make goals.
I do it at night before I go to bed, but
you're a
night owl.
You strive for perfection.
I guess, yeah. Sagittarius in me, and I'm also quirky.
What's that mean?
If you ever I got stuck in a bookstore one time. It was a blizzard and then a horrible fire. No, I'm kidding. I was.
Time out. That was.
What?
That was on my agenda to talk about, and we didn't even plan it.
What was it?
Talking about resolutions.
Oh, you say you want a resolute. Never mind, Beatles. It's almost like singing Van Halen with Van Hagar. But what were we talking about?
Resolutions. Do you make them?
No, because every day's a resolution to me.
Right. So you just.
If I don't achieve what's on my list, I get mad.
I do too, but I also think it's a good way to measure progress. You're more,
yes, if you
you're
can
more
go,
encouraged if you see actual progress, because that's what I have to do at work, because I feel so overwhelmed sometimes. Like, it's like chipping away at a boulder with a dull spoon sometimes. You don't see. So if I write it down and can mark it off, it's an ego booster. The bar is low, people.
you know what I do when I'm having a day where I'm not achieving anything on my list? Of course, it doesn't work in wintertime.
Right.
I like to mow the lawn.
Is that your
with
happy
a push
place?
mower.
Oh, push mower.
Because it gives you instant gratification, unlike sometimes the things on your list.
Right.
Because you mow it and you go, yeah. You turn a thing of weeds into freshly mowed weeds. And it looks good.
And it looks cool.
It's like, yeah, look at me. I'm wearing my troglodyte sandals with socks on.
Oh, we're going to have to get you some sock garters to wear when you mow that way up.
I do it too, don't you?
That's awesome. Oh, that's leading to a calendar, a Murfreesboro calendar idea.
That's how What's Happening got started.
A calendar? Or sock garters?
No, a calendar.
Oh.
That's all it was. I made a digital web calendar for all the towns that kept scheduling their same events on the same day. I'm like,
what? That's awesome.
So I made a calendar, and then it became what it is today. Just kept adding to it.
Rags to riches, people.
Oh, yeah, from rags to
more
clean rags, maybe. I mean, riches. Whew, I got riches in my britches.
What a great idea.
A Murphy Scout Borough calendar, yes. You can see one live at what'shappeningentertainment.com and just click on the Hertford County page or any area page, and there's your calendar of events.
Just like that.
I actually had a calendar. Every month I would update a calendar that had all the events on it. You just clicked on it.
Oh, nice.
But with COVID, I found there's not enough to fill the page.
Right.
I canceled it, and in between the magazine, the pages on What's Happening, sort of evolved into self-contained.
Gotcha. Well, just stay tuned. We'll tell you the haps about town. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a new restaurant.
We do.
Have you tried that yet?
Yeah. It was the night of the parade. They rushed food in there, and they were like, we had I had shrimp tacos. They were good. Sauce was good. The owners seemed very nice.
Okay.
Have you been in there?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're kind of letting the smoke clear.
Why, was it on fire again?
No.
Oh.
We're just waiting for
I heard fire engines.
When?
What's today? Thursday? Yesterday, Wednesday?
No, it's Wednesday.
No, it's Thursday. My God.
In your world, it's Thursday. In our world, it's Thursday.
She can be in whatever day she wants. It's Thursday.
It's all Monday.
They're out there going, we know it's Thursday because that's what day. Maybe we have people going, Bob, what day is today?
My bad, people. I'm sorry.
All right, on that note, let's do the segment. Let's do the interview that I did with Deborah Tayloe.
Something educational?
Well, yeah, we talked a little bit about everything. I would have liked to. I could probably do a whole show on her because she's very diverse in writing, columns. She's contracted from companies all over the world to write content for them.
Oh, nice.
That's how she makes her living. She doesn't make her living from children's books because there's honestly not a lot of money in it.
Yeah. Well, because everything's instant online.
Correct.
They can get it there. So how about...
But
look, let me read this. I know.
You can smell the pages.
Like the magazine.
Or the newspaper.
Look.
And you get the black fingers. Oh.
Yeah.
Then you're like, yes,
why don't you please let Miss Tayloe take it from here? I'm going to read up on how to not be a bully.
She needs to. So anyway, we'll be right back. Meanwhile, here's my sit down with local author and writer Deborah Tayloe. All right, as promised, Tim Flanagan along with Deborah Ann Tayloe.
Hey.
Of course, her friends call her D. Can I call you D?
You can.
Oh, yeah. You know what that means? I have a friend. It's just a nice, warmy feeling. But anyway, welcome to the show. Now, Deb and I have been friends for a long time. being involved in some community endeavors, if that's what you want to call it. But wow, that sounded weird. Her husband's going to get really mad. He's going to see that innuendo and go, what did he mean by that? Fortunately, he's over here in the audience. So, one. We're growing it, baby. We had 0 other shows.
Yes, he was our live studio audience tonight, but he was shy. He didn't want to be on the camera.
Yeah, no.
So.
No, he's freshly showered, though, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, Deborah said, oh, by the way, I'm wearing the Punisher shirt as a tribute to her latest book, Rocco Kills a Bully. Is that it?
No.
Oh, what is
Rocco
it?
would not do that.
Oh.
He's a good little character.
If he was from South Jersey, he'd do it, but, what do I know?
Yeah. Oh, it's called Rocco Meets a Bully.
Oh, we can do it. Oh, there it
There we
is.
go.
They see my one eye. Is that scary to you guys? It is to me. Anyway, we're back.
Okay. It's Rocco Meets a Bully. And this is actually the 3rd book in my series. And all of them feature Rocco, who is a little toy fox terrier. A little
Dang it,
guy.
I was wrong about Rocco. I didn't know who Rocco was.
He's a little toy fox terrier.
Yeah.
And in each of the books, he has to encounter the things that children have, different challenges in life that scare children or cause them to be anxious. He takes everything in stride, and he has to handle life with courage, with kindness. He has to use problem solving. He has to make friends to get along.
Oh, it's like a good parent.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good parent.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the 3rd book. As I said, the first
Wow, that
one.
was fast. They were going to try pausing that, and they were like, God, I can't get it. It's like a millisecond. Show it longer, will you, girl? Oh, you already showed that one.
I did.
Yeah,
The first one was actually called Rocco Rides a School Bus, and here he's.
Are you guys seeing this in reverse?
And the second one was the monster in Rocco's closet, where he and his human sister, her name's little Jessie, have to use their critical thinking skills and be brave and figure out that there's not really a monster in the closet. And the monsters in the book aren't too scary. But anyway, just enough to keep kids, having a little fun. But
Now, I read Rocco Rides a School Bus because I never got to ride a school bus.
Okay.
And it ties in with your new book, because I was bullied so much as a child, and I lived about 4.5 miles from my school. And I wouldn't ride a bus. It was like jumping into a crocodile pit.
Right.
They had jitneys in Atlantic City, but you might not have arrived at your destination.
What's a jitney?
It's a small bus. It's touristy. So when you got people that are just trying to go from A to Z along the strip and not go from one town to another, you rode a jitney.
Oh, okay.
And then, guys, they were almost as bad as taxi drivers, which I was an AC taxi driver. If I ran you over, okay, statute of limitations is up. Just saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you're welcome.
Glad to be here.
All right. So what inspired Rocco Rides the School Bus?
Well, okay, so the whole series, I wrote, probably 12 years ago now, when my stepdaughter, Jessica, was about 8 or so, and she struggled with things like getting on the school bus. She struggled with bullying. She struggled with having anxiety about going to school every day. She struggled with a lot of things like that. And she knows I'm saying this. I'm not telling stories. I asked her permission if I could talk about her story a little bit.
If not, you would have had to call her daughter X.
Yes.
And then just left it at that.
But I mean, these are very real situations. So what we found when she was younger is if I wrote a story about the dog, because Rocco is our dog. He's almost 15 and most of his teeth are gone and he's gray around the muzzle now.
Are you talking about me? God, man, I get no respect even on my own show.
We found that when we put things into that third person, that she was able to maybe look at things a little more objectively. And so I would put Rocco into these situations that she was in. I don't think, with the school bus one, I don't think that I recall her ever having rode the school bus because it was such torture for her. There was one day she left school. The idea of getting on the school bus was so terrifying. She left school and walked home
Mm-hmm.
across the highways in
Mhm.
Raleigh. I mean, she just didn't want to ride the bus. It was one day that she was not going to get on that bus. So I don't think we ever tried to get her to ride the bus again after that.
I feel her pain. See, my mom was late in life, only child.
Mhm.
She had me, I think she was 37. So she was Jehovah's Witness, spinster mom, did the typical scenario you never hear about. Makes it not typical, right? You know, it's weird having a guy in the audience. I'm like, I don't know who to pander to. Oh, can you subscribe, please? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm back to reality. Punisher, wearing it. No, I already did that. What was it? Oh, bully. I understand it completely. I feared going to school. I had beginnings of an ulcer when I was 9 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And now my mom did take mercy on me. She moved me out of the inlet Atlantic City, which was predominantly Black and Puerto Rican. I was attacked daily for my religious beliefs, because I'd be the guy knocking on your door Saturday morning with the Watchtower to Wake magazine. And then I get to see these guys on Monday morning. And I'm like, I was a year behind. I'm small to begin with. You paint the picture. My fondest memory, though, was a pile up in 5th grade where so many kids piled on me. I couldn't breathe. I lost consciousness.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And that's a reality. And it's even worse today because you got bullied at school, or if you had rode the school bus, maybe you'd have been bullied. You got bullied at school and on the playground and maybe around your neighborhood, but you had a sanctuary at home. But kids today, they've got this. They're connected to this 24/7.
And I wouldn't call that a sanctuary. Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have that anymore. This is everywhere. And unfortunately, the statistic is that 1 in 4 children who attend charter schools, public schools, or private schools in the United States, 1 in 4, 25%, fear going to school because of bullying, or maybe not fear.
It's fear.
It's fear. Yeah, it's fear. Okay, let's call it what it is. It's fear. They don't want to go to school because they're bullied. And then some of them don't even have parents that have any sense, and their parents might be bullies. So, I mean, these kids are exposed to it.
It's usually a trickle down. I mean, you know, what's funny is with me, when my mom moved me out of my problem into more of a mixed bag, which, you know, there were still problems, but they could be dealt with at least to a certain level. When I got in high school and I started boxing and martial arts, I turned myself a bully killer. But it really, as I got to know them as they grew older, some of them mellowed out, and then you sometimes will get the real story of why they're like they are.
Right.
So it's not an excuse for bullying. None. I mean, you're ruining another person's life, and you know what? The Punisher's going to come get you. I mean, come get you.
That's in this book. I mean, so in the book, you know, Rocco learns to stand his ground first. He tries to stand his ground.
Good.
He tries to stand his ground, but there comes a time when you need help because you're in over your head. And, you know, his little friend goes and gets some help. And then, you know, his human sister and her friend come and, you know, they all resolve their differences and learn to compromise. And that's another lost art, is compromise right now, because people are so polarized.
They are, but, you know, it's hard to compromise a child that has been indoctrinated by their parents to believe a certain agenda.
Right.
And I'm not talking about politics, guys. All right, for example, I remember being chased around in 3rd grade on Massachusetts Avenue School in Atlantic City. So, hey, AC Mike, if you're listening, yeah, I know you got a bigger audience, but I'm going to get you out of there. I remember running around the school and bumping into this big kid. I looked up at him, I'm like, I'm dead. No, his name was Johnny. And if the culture, the temperature of our society was where it should be, it wouldn't matter what color he was.
Right.
But he was a black kid, and he protected me. He couldn't always, but he did that day. He was 6th grader. He was big. I thought I was going to die that day. And no, I had a savior. So it doesn't matter what color you are. There's good and bad. Anyway, I'm rambling on about my misspent youth. So yeah, let's do it.
So we so we have a little girl that steps in, and that's exactly what happens. This little girl, she's a new character I've introduced, and this is actually a little girl that when my stepdaughter was a little girl, was her friend, and she was like always her advocate and the one to not let other kids pick on her and that kind of thing. So it's like the same situation where, you know, somebody has to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. This is how it's going to be, and you're not going to bully anymore. But, you know, if y'all want to be cool, you can come be cool with us, and you can still play with us.
Right.
You know, so there is that compromise in the end where he's going to, you know, they're going to work out the problem. So we want to have a positive resolution and leave, you know, kids on the positive note in each of these books.
Exactly. So, well, awesome.
That's the theme of it.
Now, when we're not doing a show, behind us normally is a mattress that I yank from the other room because the boys like to jump up and down on the mattress. Okay. Well, when it becomes calm down time for the night, the little one, Ryan, obviously can't read yet.
Right.
But when he does, those are the books he'll be reading.
Oh.
Robert lays on the mattress behind me and reads the Tuttle Twins.
Okay.
So that's a perfect marriage because that's obviously for younger kids.
Right.
Tuttle Twins for older, though the message probably could transcend all the way up to 90 years old.
That's right. It's a message that I've had parents who have bought the book who ask me, when are you doing your next one? My kids love the book, and they like reading it because I try to make sure that when I'm writing, because children's writing is different, and you know I'm a writer anyway. Children's writing is a very different game because you're writing the content for the children to send a message to them. However, you're also writing for mom and dad who have to read the book out loud 10,000 million times.
Subliminal messaging. Print that.
So you want to make things so they have an easy cadence and they're readable and they're, you know, they've got maybe a little bit of a loose rhyme to them. And it takes a lot of massaging the words and the punctuation and the cadence to get it just right.
I can see that. Sort of like song almost, because it's, you know, everything is music.
Yes.
Everything is math.
Yes.
You know, and it all has to do with that beat that makes it go in your head.
That's right. That's right.
I'm right? Holy cow. I see our audience members asleep. But whatever. He'll wake up when I poke at him with a stick to get him out of here. So, Deb, what else is going on? I mean, Dee. Ow, light paddling. So, Dee, what else is going on?
That's
You're a very busy woman, so
I am.
You got anything to plug?
Well, my books.
Yes.
And then also another thing that I am passionate about, and it's not really plugging, that I'm working on right now, and this is along the same lines as kindness, is I'm working right now in my county, Bertie County, with an animal advocacy group.
Okay, I'm going to stop you for a minute. Tell the people how they can get your books.
Yeah. I am on Amazon, which I know probably he's like anti-Amazon. I get it.
It's
but when
just gotta happen
when
sometimes.
you're a self-published author, you have to have a big platform, and Amazon does all the work.
I'm on YouTube.
I'm on Amazon. It's Deborah and Tayloe, Tayloe. It's Tayloe, not Taylor. And you can find the books on there.
Nice.
So, and all three of them are already up there in both print format as well as ebooks. So if you have people in your audience that are in, you know, Australia, I think you have quite a bit of in Australia and Canada. Did you tell me?
They're all over. I mean, meat and potatoes is our area, our neck of the woods. But
so anyway, if you have those folks, they can download it by ebook.
And for you China viewers, oine means I love you.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, that's
cool.
all the Chinese I can speak.
Cool.
Unless it's ordering food, and I don't do that very well either.
But,
so go order Deborah Tayloe's books on Amazon. Let's get your kids the right message, and maybe it'll help you. You never know. Because believe it or not, when Robert's sitting back there reading, I pick up something and go, pretty much like that. Yeah. So, all right. So anyway, animal advocacy.
Right. And that's my passion project is animal advocacy. I live in an area where people have seen in the news lately about the lady who had the 7 dogs, and one of them, they found the skeletal remains in the doghouse. They were all chained to the house. I mean, it's constant, and it's a struggle, and people can't afford their people food, let alone their dog food, but tying them up to their house is not the answer.
No.
And so I'm on a committee trying to raise awareness with our county commissioners and with local municipalities. I've been out talking to municipalities, and we're setting up pet food pantries, following the little free pantry model. Where if you get into it, that jam where
I'm the little pantry model. Look at me walk, that's a catwalk. Anyway, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
All good, all good. It's funny because you're like, kind of foolish, and I'm used to that because my husband does stuff like that too. So
I see that in him.
He's sitting there quietly, but
That's
he gets up to some foolishness sometimes too. So it
you
doesn't faze
nasty
me at all.
dog, you.
It doesn't even faze me, but. Hey, we're just trying to create awareness around the area because there are no anti-tethering laws. There are no laws. I mean, North Carolina is one of the worst states for animal rights.
I could see that. I've seen a lot of that here where, I haven't lived all over the world, but yeah, I can see that.
So that's what else I'm up to. I do a lot of time where every weekend we're at some event or another with a little donation jar and buying the food to stock the pantries.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, you and I have been through prepper training.
Yeah, we have.
And that there was a part of it about pets because the people, when they plan ahead, you're talking about if there's a food shortage, it doesn't mean that it has to be a war to do it. It could be logistics, trucker strike.
We've seen
rioting.
it all. We've seen it all the last 2-3 years.
So if you can't get food, how are you going to get your dog food? And then what are you going to feed them the food that you guys need to eat? And then what do you do with them? They think the humane thing is to let them go. But those dogs will become a pack of dogs that may attack and eat you one day. So it's an ugly situation. So you got to be responsible and plan ahead for your animals. So I got a question for you then. Animal advocate, I want to know how you feel about that. A cat stuffed in a vase for nearly 26 years. Is that wrong?
It's a little creepy.
Yeah, thanks. All right. That's what I was going for, so I'm good. Yeah, dog. No, how that ended up like that, it was when my one son was really young. He kept hitting me in the face with it. And it would get, in your eyes. So I said, oh, yeah. So I stuffed it in there, and I haven't taken it out in 27 years.
So you were a bully.
Yeah. That's right. No, I'm not a bully. Come on, stop feeding misinformation. What are you, CNN? All right, so anything else you want to impart before I kick you out the door?
No. We're good. Thanks for having me. I'm really glad to be here and, try to raise awareness about things like bullying and, just the need for, just kindness in the world. And I think, we have kids who are in so much trouble right now, and they're that just everything with, with COVID and missing school for almost 2 years. They're behind, their literacy is suffering, and there just is a need to have, fun books out there that parents don't mind reading because, you're spreading a good, positive message, not just, garbage.
Without a doubt. All right, well, thank you, Deborah and Tayloe D for being on the show. Back to the hangout.
Bye.
Are those your medications that you line up and shoot?
Shoot?
That's what it looks like.
Oh, shoot that way.
Yeah.
Dude, that just fell out of my ear. It's a dead dandelion.
It looks like something that one of the boys gave to
He did.
Teresa.
Ryan gave it to me in the yard.
I missed.
All right, so yes, to answer your question, that's my nighttime-y stuff.
Nighttime-y stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Old-timey, nighttime-y stuff.
Yes.
We all have it. Once you hit 40 people, it don't matter what you want or what you've done up until that age. Your body makes the decisions from that point forward, not you. In the story, right?
I was actually farting and walking at work the other day. I had to go outside. It wouldn't stop. So I know exactly what you mean.
Okay, so resolutions, we don't do them. How about that?
No, but I do have a goal.
Do you have like a daily goal, or is this like a
goal
for the
overview.
year? Overview. What's that?
I've already been working on it, but I want to relax more. I have more time. Like other things suffer, but I took time out and didn't do any projects today, and I played outside with the kids.
That is a lofty goal, but it's a Good one.
And then you were having, you canceled it. I think it was, New Year's Eve when we were in game night.
Had some.
So I like game nights, but we haven't had one yet. So
we will. I got 2 new games and haven't had a chance to play them yet.
Oh.
I bought the 3rd one, and apparently it was delivered, but it never made it into my house.
Oh. So somewhere some thief is playing your game.
My game.
That's horrible. So what are these games you got?
Well, one of them's Cranium. Have you ever played that?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. It's very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then one's called Cranium Dark, which is the same concept, but it only focuses on drawing, acting, or molding. Molding clay. What do you do with clay? Mold, Play-Doh.
Mold.
Shape.
Yeah.
Sculpt.
Molding.
The word I was looking for. Yeah.
Sculpt?
So it stays sculpt.
Oh, sculpt.
Sculptor. Yeah, so it's more on the was that right side brain? Artistic?
I have no idea. I'm pretty active with either side of my body.
Yes, that's what I've heard around town.
Really?
Anyways, so we don't have resolutions, but so your overall year, you would like to reflect that you relaxed more than 2022.
If you got some crazy resolutions, type them in, message, talk to us.
Yeah, and have you already broken them? It is day 11. It happens. It happens.
I find it. See, that's the thing. It's like resolutions and hypocrisy should be on the same line in the dictionary.
Right.
Because they're made to be broken.
I would like to spend more time, if we're doing generalities, I would like to spend more time at home doing stuff to my home.
That's perverted.
I know.
But I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
If I could retire, which will never be,
I know.
that's what I would do. I would just...
Right. Just
a
little extra, not just maintaining it.
I like working with stone. Masonry.
I know you like working stoned, but you like working with stone as well.
Yes.
That's full circle.
Well, it's sort of like a full reach around. If you know what I'm saying.
There we go from PG to PG-13. Do we have to are you going to pop a disclaimer up there?
No, because that is not like dropping the F-bomb. If somebody knows what I'm referring to, then it's too late anyway.
That's true. And if they know the show, they know we're going to walk up to the edge and walk right back, right?
Yes.
And sometimes fall off the edge. So, no resolutions, but do you subscribe to the bucket list idea?
In a weird way, when something really cool happens, I go, I can scratch it off my bucket list. It was never on there, but the event itself made me realize it should have been.
I see.
So I call it.
Okay, so you add it to that should have been on my bucket list.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you don't get disappointed because there's always something you can at least mark off something on your bucket list, right?
My base navigation in life is not to be disappointed.
Yes, that's tough. It's getting harder every day. So let me ask you this. What is something that if you could put it on your bucket list, you would, that you think you might be able to achieve this year?
Wow.
We're going to set up a GoFundMe and make it happen.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd like to travel in certain aspects, but the problem with it is the world's just not the same at the moment.
It's never going to be the same.
Yeah, but once the dust clears, I'll know where I want to go.
Right.
Right now, I'm not sure.
Well, you need to take time to explore where you ultimately want to end up. I can see you in the West, Colorado, Montana.
It appeals to me, not to the T-doggy.
Oh, what is she, beachy?
No.
She's small town.
Small town or condo at the beach, but not being on the beach. She doesn't like the heat, the water, or the sun.
So get a house in the mountains on a lake.
Nope, she won't do mountains, cold, none of that. Nope. Believe me, I would have a cabin in the mountains and I'd be off grid.
Teresa is one of the most lowest maintenance people I know.
Mr. Producer!
But that's high maintenance.
What is? Him?
It can't be higher than 75. It can't be lower than 72.
there's not a perfect spot for her. Maybe.
Well, I get it, and maybe it's just because it doesn't seem so attainable right now. You don't even think about what you really, really want.
What I want, what I really, really want.
Just like that.
What I would really, really want is I'd like to, stat-wise. If you take radio or video or magazine, social medias, if you take them independently, we're not a giant in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. But added together, what's happening is formidable media, especially what I do for my clients. But a lot of people, they like what's happening, they miss what's happening, they know what's happening. Mm-hmm. Anywhere I go in the area, they'll either know my name or they know what's happening. But for the life of me, I can't get advertisers. Because I'm digital, they stick with the same air radio, limited demographics, print news, whose, newspapers was that, and is like, is that a single sheet of paper?
Yeah, but let me tell you, it's just like, sorry, I'm going to do
She's shedding.
This is a side note. I wore this to my brother's house for Christmas, and they've got a dog.
Oh, just throw them on the floor, just vacuum. This is great.
Just very sweet. But then this is the first time I've worn it since, and I realized half the dog came back with me. So I've been doing this since I got to work this morning. And it seems like they're regenerating. Like, I know I've picked that one off right there twice this day. And there it is again.
Are you sure it's just not an out-of-control arm hair working your way through the pores of the material?
That's gross, and I'm not gross.
All right, half brother. If you say so.
There, I scratched my armpit for you.
All right, you wanted to talk events.
Events around town. Let's talk first about our most favorite place in the whole wide world.
Oh, headlights in Elizabeth City. I've never been there.
We have different worlds.
Okay. No.
I'm talking about the theater.
I was reading off the prompter.
You're fired, whoever.
You heard her, Mr. Producer. No more burping on set.
Yes.
That was horrible. It smelled like bologna.
We had to let hair and makeup go, obviously. Now we're going to have to let the producer go.
So anyway, what were you saying?
What's going on at Gallery Theater these days?
Okay, well, as happened
now that
chance.
the smoke has cleared from the hot Christmas show extravaganza.
It's true. All right, I know we get a lot of viewers from all over the place, so we're going to be talking about our local community theater for a minute, but don't turn us off. Depends if it's Thor and Brad Pitt or not. I'm kidding.
Why's that everybody's go-to hot guy?
I don't know. Brad Pitt always came across as smelly to me.
He just looks like he's trying to be a Robert Redford, and he's okay. He's good. But he ain't no Robert Redford.
Call our money, baby. No, that was Paul Newman. I like Paul Newman better.
Paul Newman. Boo, boo, boo.
So what were you saying? What was the subject?
Theater.
Oh. What about it? Anyway, you have...
Maybe add taking fish oil to your list of...
I'm going to inject it directly into my head, my brain. You ready?
Oh, that Do it. He'll do it live. You know him.
I will do it live. But anywho, the Gallery Theater on Main Street in Hosky,
yes.
A lot of exciting stuff coming up. And just go to our Facebook page, Gallery Theater Ahoskie, okay? There's another gallery theater in the country. I think it's over on the West Coast somewhere.
Don't go there.
Well, unless you live there and, frequent your community theater, the arts, the people that go on stage. So.
Bully. I'm not a bully.
That's what you said last time.
Bus?
Listen, get in the...
Rocco's Closet.
Yes.
Ooh, the monster in Rocco's Closet.
Anyway, thanks, Deborah, for that interview. All right, so coming up at the Gallery Theater, end of the month, the 25th of February, is going to be our
next month.
Yeah, and the next month will be our first community talent competition. Winner gets $100.
That's going to be me and my girl, hopefully.
And that will qualify them for the championship round in September. Right now it's slated for the 23rd. The overall grand prize is still to be determined, but it'll be more than $100. I'm going after sponsors, cash, and prizes.
Yeah. Fame, fortune.
Exactly.
Contract.
So if you play the kazoo, the harp, you sing, you dance, you're good at archery.
If you play the accordion, please let me know.
If you're a gymnast, if you're an actor, a poet, it doesn't matter. Singer, guitar, drummer. You come out and you have some fun.
If you cry good, if you scream good, like, you know.
All right.
If you're a hand model.
That's not anywhere close to what I am, unless I'm modeling gnarled, hard-working hands.
Listen, that's the first place you see your age, I think. Advanced age is in your hands.
Well, that and the neck.
Oh, and this. I took my first selfie over Christmas. First one I ever took that I'll admit to. But it's not a regular practice. I mean, if you get on my Facebook and you look for me, you know you have to dig. Anyways, I took a Facebook picture because my hair looked good, and it don't ever look good. And I found out I had got jowls starting. And there's nothing you could do other than surgery. So if y'all see me sitting like this quite often...
Make fun of her.
That's right.
Or knock her elbow so she's like,
oh my gosh. It's like saddle. It's like the bags that the cowboys used to put on the saddle.
Saddle bags, yes.
Yeah.
Or motorcycles.
That sounds way better than jowls.
Jowls is a horrible sounding thing. I'm going to eat your jowl.
People eat pork
Ooh, wait, I do love me some jowls.
Anyways, start doing something in your 20s about that if you can.
All right, so if you're not depressed enough, let's talk some more about the gallery.
I was just talking about mine, not yours. Why are you depressed?
Because, you know, some people...
We don't know.
Some people can look at their yearbook and you look at it and you're like, well, yeah, that's definitely that.
Right.
You look at mine and go, no. The police are going to assume that I took over his identity.
You're going to have to pull up your... Now we need to see the picture.
All right, we'll bring it. Oh, next break. We're gonna go one more break for what we got to do. Play pop music, and I'll show you your
music. What's pop music?
The song that I was telling you about, pop music.
Oh, the pop. I thought you said pop.
You just got something in my eye with that. The Gallery Theater. Okay, one of our big productions of the year is March 19th, Sunday matinee at 2:30. And that is going in what is it? Collaborative with Mary Sessoms Harrell and C.S. Brown. She's putting on Blossoming Together, a multicultural experience.
Stop talking.
I don't know what the hell. I'm having all kinds of
trouble. Are you having a stroke?
Maybe. I am at that age.
Okay. Wait. ABCs of a stroke.
Anyway,
go ahead.
So we've already got some talent for the show. Tony Carrera, you know him. He's going to grab his buddy and do like a Mexican mariachi.
That's always energizing.
Our friends, the Kings of Alive. Alive's was asked to do a couple songs of gospel and R&B, and they are originals.
And they're going to do it good.
Originals.
Even better.
Mm-hmm. Now she played me a song by this man. I think it was Paul Ruffin. And Johnny Ruffin. Johnny's going to perform, but beside Paul, R&B has his own tunes. R&B 70s feel. Excellent. And we're going to have a lot more.
Curtis Mayfield.
Yep. Serenading sax. He's going to come and probably sing and play sax. So we're going to have, we're approaching the Meherrin Indian tribe about having some cultural dances.
Good.
So we're going to bring all of us together and we're going to have a good time.
We're going to bring it.
So again, mark your calendars, March 19th, 2:30, Sunday matinee. And then, of course, we got the Elvis show, which is April 1st and 2nd.
Not an April Fool's joke.
Nope.
It's a real thing, people.
Elvis tribute show with backup singers, piano players, all kinds of fun stuff.
Pompadours.
Yes.
Maybe my hair all grown out. I did a pompadour for Christmas. That's why I took a picture, because it looked that good. I'm going to show you. Look.
All right, hold on. And the last show
of
the season in May, I still have to get talk to the director, is 90% it will be on Golden Pond. Not the play. We're going to actually do it on some Golden Pond.
Dale said he'd be capped for that party.
Oh, darling. No.
Don't even.
No. No.
Okay, look.
Okay. Yeah. I like to call that the Harrington.
Do you know his is more straight up?
I know, but it's still a Harrington flavor. You're going to show them or what?
See the jowls?
Oh, dear God. All right, you know what?
See the jowls. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's it.
We'll be right back.
Please.
An accident. No one wants an accident, but if you're in one, Mike's Auto Body Shop in Ahoskie should be your first choice. With over 35 years of experience in everything from scratch touch-ups, paint jobs, restorations, frame and insurance claims, Mike knows how to do the best job for you. Check us out on Facebook at Mike's Auto Body Shop or give us a call at 252-332-8655.
Pop music.
All to us.
You got to play some pop music?
Oh, you want me to?
Well, they don't know what we're talking about.
They know. You don't know it by name, but you know it by ear.
Oh, it's one of the dorkiest, best songs of ever.
It's a goofy.
It is super goofy.
Oh, get off me.
If I had a nickel for every woman, I'd have 15 or 20 cents. Anyway, that's it. Look it up on whatever.
You know it. I just don't know the name of it. Oh, I learned a new term.
Oh, really? What is it?
Over the week. Past few weeks.
Past few weeks. I've heard these terms.
Okay. Have you heard of a Nepo baby?
No. What is it?
Nepo, short for nepotism baby.
A nepotism baby.
A Nepo baby.
How does nepotism really produce a baby?
No, you're on the wrong path. It's a child of someone who's famous or popular or has gained success from being something.
You mentioned this.
And uses that to get ahead of everybody else. So it's like the Spielberg kids using their dad to get a gig. Now, part of me's like, that's not cool, you should earn it. But the other part of me's like, well, that's what the parents have done, is to help you get ahead in life. That's a job as a parent, is to give you an easier life than they had.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't see anything
wrong with that. They got it. It's not their fault they had the opportunities that most people don't.
You take advantage of what you got. If your money maker's somewhere else, you shake it.
Listen, but if that's I'm sure it did. If that's what you use to get ahead in life and you just coast on that, then I do have issues with that. That's just your ethics are questionable to me.
It's funny you brought that up because it was boring at work after the holidays. January.
Oh, was there a drop off?
Okay. Yeah,
I get that.
So I wander and pace, and everyone has conversations. So I kind of come in on conversations, then I go because I don't want to stand there.
So you lurch.
I don't know if it's lurching. I more like a pendulum.
What would the state of North Carolina define it as? What would the General District Court define it as?
Being Tim. But
you have your own statute? That's pretty. That's impressive.
I might in New Jersey, to be honest with you, but that's a long time.
That's a different show for a different day.
So Rachel was talking. Oh, it was Sherry. Sherry was talking about J-Lo's kids.
Who's Sherry?
A girl I work with.
At work.
Yeah, a girl I work with.
I almost said school.
Well, I like to pull her hair, and punch her in the back. Maybe a donkey punch. But J-Lo's kids actually asked, because she made a big viral thing out of it, that my kids don't want me to take them to this, to the mall. Mm-hmm. Because the kids just want not to be swarmed by other children trying to meet J-Lo.
Right.
That they just want to be. So it's kind of like,
Right. It's not about you in the way you think it's about you.
Right. So it can go both ways.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
People are funny.
People are funny. Like that video or that link to that story I sent you earlier.
Yes. Oh, by the way, people, if you go to our Facebook page, What's Happening Entertainment, you'll see the best of 2022 pictures.
They are good. You did a good job picking. You covered the year.
Yeah, and it was
like life in pictures.
Yeah, kind of thing. People like it. It's like when I do I'll put if I cover the show or whatever, or parade, I'll put the pictures on the magazine, and I get probably 1,000 people visit that page.
That's great.
But when I release the pictures after the fact, they go crazy. I have ones that get 5, 6, 7,000 hits, because that enables them to find those pictures and keep them.
Right.
That was another premise of what's happening, was to make faces in our community available for all of us.
Right. Like the town scrapbooker.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you forget what happens in a full year. The good stuff, the fun stuff, the little moments at the library with the phone play. Those little things, but that's what you have to cling to throughout the year.
The petting zoo was hot, though.
Was it?
It was gnat season, and it was humid, and it was pushing near 100 degrees.
And there were animals that poop freely.
Yeah, and Robert.
And kids. Mm-hmm. Robert?
Yeah.
Robert
he farted so hard in the foam that part of it pushed out into some kid's face standing behind him.
Nobody wants to hear that.
It's not true. I mean, a little fluff.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, probably that too.
Okay, so let me talk about this real quick. Some chaos happening in the world. I know, surprise.
I like chaos.
But did you hear about the 6-year-old that shot his teacher?
I saw the headline.
Did you know where it's at?
No.
Newport News.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did know that, yeah.
And it's the mama's gun. So they're considering charging her, which they should, in my opinion. But, that 6-year-old don't know right from wrong like that. It's the video games that he's freely allowed to play, the crap he's freely allowed to watch, the influences that you got to hover on your kids and protect them more fiercely than anything in this day and age. There is no, unless it's a trustworthy source, your village should be very small with who has influence over your child.
Without a doubt. And cyber is the most scary of all.
Very.
And Brian and Robert are very controlled.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of things open to them. Like, Robert has a phone, but he can't get on the internet.
As he should not.
Right. And, we monitor what they're looking at. We block other things. They only have certain things available on their TV box. It just is what it is. But at the same time, they got to tell them why. The world's a dangerous place. Don't sugarcoat it for your kids, or they're going to be an easy mark.
And I hate it, but sometimes you have to steal their innocence to protect them in the long run. But
very true.
Yeah, I mean that's horrible. I didn't read the story, but I saw a headline about them doing a study on the effects of social media on children's brains. It turns them to mush.
Oh, yeah, that will not be allowed. These boys have to have balance.
I know, but I hope I am far removed from this world by the time the up-and-coming now are in charge of things.
Oh, my God, we are so big.
Please, dear Lord, come back or take me before that.
Thankfully, there are some young adults and soon-to-be young adults that are being taught right. But when I say right, we're not picking a side. We're just talking about being decent, moral people. With that comes the right decisions.
Right, that has a moral compass and pointing in the right direction. But they got an uphill battle because there's so few. So just people, invest in your child. You can't depend on anything or anybody else to raise your kid but you.
No, and about the gun thing. I noticed through video games that Ryan was starting to draw attention to guns. And I'm a gun owner. Robert, never an issue. Right. So what I had to do is I had to educate him on a gun.
Yeah.
I didn't hand it to him and say shoot at the bottle. He's 4 years old. But I would show him real videos of guns being used and the damage that they can do. I explained why he can't. And we also removed him from them games. Yeah. He was playing games way beyond the age that he was supposed to be. So, yeah, it's scary.
I get it. And like this maybe kind of ties into it, and it just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a prude or what. I'm a bully. Am I prudish?
I don't find you prudish.
Okay, good. All right, we'll go with that.
You put up with me. There's no way you could be a prude.
That's right. Anyways,
Rude and the Prude.
I'm on one of these Facebook groups that I think are like fans of the 80s or 70s and 80s babies, whatever.
I grew up in the 80s.
Anyways, something like that, maybe.
I got off that group.
Did you? Well, this mom posted on that group that she was looking for 80s horror movie recommendations for her 8-year-old child.
Okay. You could start with E.T.
What rubbed me the wrong way, I mean, people were, of course, Sleepaway Camp, Freddy Krueger, I mean, and I get the thrill I hate being scared. I understand why that appeals to them, that, the adrenaline rush from being scared and stuff. It's stupid. It's just, I don't get it. But you have to vet what goes in your kid's head, especially at 8 years old. There's a reason movies are PG-13, because their brains aren't formed enough to be able to separate fantasy from fiction.
That's correct.
You know what I mean? That's why the drinking age is what it is, because their brain can't handle.
It should be 23, by the way.
Golly.
Or older, based on today's kids.
So, no, don't. I mean, you can do scary and not do horror. Or, you know what I mean? Just have them watch the news. That's all the scary you need, right?
Show them clips of Nancy Pelosi on a rant.
I know he's going to say something like that.
Or Hillary when she's sweaty. Yeah.
I don't know anything about this new guy coming in, other than it took a long time.
Kevin McCarthy?
To...
Yeah, no, he's been around for a while.
Has he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that...
I'm thinking of Andrew McCarthy.
Of course you are.
The actor/director.
Came out of nowhere. Weekend at Bernie's, next thing you know, he's Speaker of the House.
You know, he directs and produces a lot more than
I see his name. It's
kooky, but good
It's
for him.
kooky.
Good. That's how you continue your legacy.
I don't think after doing Mannequin, there's really anywhere to go but director's chair.
But Weekend at Bernie's.
I don't know what came first, to be honest with you.
Okay. And let me just roll into this next, while we're talking about trash. There's a new movie out, and it's complete trash.
Is that what it's called?
No. But it makes me question everybody's moral compass that would pass this. They touted it as a raunchy rom-com. Okay?
What's a rom?
Romantic comedy.
Okay.
Rom-com.
Rom-com, okay.
Yes. You know, we have to abbreviate EVs.
I don't.
Which is short for everything.
Okay, thank God.
See how gross that sounds.
Oh.
Grody.
OMG. That's the only one I know. Or
no, you know
BFF.
LOL. You send that
LOL.
quite often.
That's a writing
That's
thing.
the two
I don't
things you
speak
text
it,
the
though.
most. This and LOL.
No, I don't have emojis at the handy.
I don't care about those stupid things. I use like 3. I just recycle them over and over. Anyways, the movie is called Maybe I Do.
Maybe I do.
Maybe I Do.
Who's in it?
Well, your favorite, Susan Sarandon, Richard Gere, Diane Keaton, William H. Macy, who I like very much. Anyways, okay. I watched the trailer. I like watching trailers. Do you ever sit there and watch trailers for movies?
Tony watches Trailer Park Boys, I think.
No. Trailers for movies, I can watch that for 30, 40, 50 minutes.
Oh, you kidding me? I'm up to date to the year 2026 on upcoming Marvel movies, baby, by watching not only trailers, but concept trailers and fan trailers.
I got you. Okay, so you just have a specific genre. Okay, so I just like to see I like independent films, so I'm always trying to find what looks good like that. Anyways, it shows this couple that are guests at a wedding. She's a bridesmaid, I guess. Anyways, she's waiting for the bouquet to be thrown to her, and her boyfriend is on the side talking to a guy, and he's like, well, this is it. If she catches it, then you have to propose, and then that's the rest of your life, the end. And they talk about marriage like it's dirty, like it's the negative end of the rest of your life. Anyways,
isn't it?
The bouquet's, no.
Okay, good to know.
It couldn't be. It's up to both of you for it not to be. Anyways, the bouquet's coming towards her, and he jumps and he deflects it. Okay? And so that causes issues between the two of them. So I guess they go home for Thanksgiving or whatever, and they're going to finally introduce she gave them an ultimatum. And part of it, I guess, is to meet each other's parents. So, here's where it gets trashy. So the parents finally get to meet, and they're all meeting at the same time. Well, the husband of one of the parents is having an affair with the wife of the other one, and vice versa. So they're all doing it to each other, but they don't know that their kids are dating, and that's who it is.
Okay.
Why is that funny? That is so many levels of dysfunction.
It is, but to be honest with you, it sounds like a movie that's based on true life. Because I have personally met families down here that have that similar storyline.
Sure, and I get that, but it's not some... I guess what bothers me the most is that it seems anti-negative marriage from the get-go. Like somebody, the writer had a grudge, and just, it's ugly. And marriage isn't something that should be frowned upon or looked at like it's a jail sentence.
No, but filing independently and you're not married, you get better tax savings than when you're married.
Well, I mean, there's pros and cons for both, but it shouldn't be talked about like it's, like the affair is the okay thing, not the marriage.
You know how video killed the radio star? That MTV saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So, divorce ruined the marriage. Because how can you take something seriously that majority of people never really adhere to?
Right.
Oh, I'm getting divorced. I've been divorced. I've been divorced 5 times.
Right. They never had any intentions of putting their all. And I get that. And I'm not downplaying that marriage is the sacred bend all be all, and divorce is horrible and affairs are horrible. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying
I'm open to try one of those three.
How come they always talk negative about marriage when it could be one of the most beautiful things in the world? They're just making it seem like it's such a nasty, horrible, don't touch it. It's almost like leprosy.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with her, but yeah.
That's fine. I didn't ask you to agree with me.
That's fine. I love your optimism. I used to wake up every morning trying to breathe in rays of sunshine. Anyway, what else you got?
About a quarter of a cup left.
You're doing good, girl.
Pacing.
Pacing.
I gotta walk, 30 feet home.
How are we on time?
We're over extended, like most people's credit.
Not me. Don't own a credit card. Have no debt. If I can't buy it cash, I ain't getting it.
That is smart. That is being a wise steward of your money.
Mm-hmm. Well, I learned like most people. I got older and realized how dumb I was when I was younger.
I know. Because you know why? This rings true every year a little bit more. Youth is wasted on the young.
Yes. And you know what? If I could snap my fingers with Thanos' glove, I would straighten that out completely.
You would go back in time?
No, I could
you
change.
would be Benjamin Button.
Yeah, I want us all to be Benjamin Buttons. Be born old, die as a baby. Smaller caskets, ugly and wrinkled and already pooping your pants in the beginning.
Baby and elderly are pretty much the same type of caretaker.
I like to kick back with a pacifier at a strip club at 6 months old. Go, yo, baby, that's lunch.
That's dumb. But to be able to have the finances that we do and be settled and be wise and have the youth on our side to be able to achieve what we have earned so hard for our lives to be able to do, that appeals to me. And your jowls go away, then that's the delightful thought.
I'm looking older every day. Boy, do I look great. Could you imagine? But, I mean, that's what it would be.
Yes.
You're still getting older.
My gosh, your
but you
clothes
are getting
get
younger.
smaller, not bigger.
I know, right? Your workouts go from
my
pooping in your Pampers to, doggy.
Yeah, but that means people got to go through menopause at like 5. Can you imagine?
It's no different than a temper tantrum toddler.
Thing.
Yeah, what's the difference?
There is a difference.
Well, yeah, the toddler will grow out of it faster.
That's true.
That could really go with menopause. Could go into an honorary teenager.
Well, let's try. I'll tell Dale to try this experiment. When I have my hormone surges, which really it is against our will. Please know that. But when you're caught up in the moment, and like for me, I could get irritable as quickly as a Porsche can go from 0 to 80.
Well, I was like 3.7
But-
seconds for the 911 Turbo, but that's 0 to 60.
Okay, so about that fast. So, if a 3-year-old gets like that and you just were to give them a cookie, that tantrum would be over.
Yeah.
So try that to us. I'm gonna tell Dale, just when I'm in a mood, just pull out a cookie and give it to me. Let's see if that resets me.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're gonna end on that, I think.
It's a good note. Thanks for tuning in, folks. If you caught only a part of this live, no worries. A couple hours, it'll be on YouTube and our main video platform, rumble.com.
Absolutely.
And make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook pages. That's where all the stuff in the area you'll find out about.
And if you try to train your wife with a cookie, videotape it and send it in to us. No, don't bark at them. That's the different video, Timothy, Patrick. Anyways, we want to know, did the cookie work? So if you try it.
Yeah, we want to hear about how you're doing eating
How'd
cookies.
your cookies go?
We're out.
Bye.